is going to bring. We want to let the best man win when it comes to this issue of politics. And I am very optimistic that the IGP is very conversant with the issues on ground, and he knows that for a lot of security agencies that will be coming out, because we've had cases of ballot snatching, we've seen a lot of issues when it comes to a lot of, problems when it comes to electoral processes in Nigeria, from ballot snatching to fights to a lot of issues encompassed. Hopefully, the election in Osun State will bring succor and peace, and with a lot that will be going on, and just basically let the best man win when it comes to this issue that is on ground. Basically, like looking at the Ogun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, he has called out the Inspector General of Police to arrest, of course, the issue of Francis Fadahusi over the alleged inciting statement ahead of Saturday's governorship election. We all know inciting statements at this period is very critical. So the Governor Adeleke made the call in Osogbo, accusing the senator of making a statement capable of inciting violence against members of the Accord Party. For as much as we know that such statements can actually stir violence, but in another development, Senator Francis Fadahusi, representing Osun East Senatorial District, he honored the police invitation to explain comments in which he made, urging that in the All Progressive Congress for supporters to kill members of the rival Accord Party, that in the electoral process, Fadahusi arrived. He did arrive at the Osun State Police Command headquarters in Osogbo on Wednesday, after the police requested clarification over his remarks made in addressing supporters during the APC campaign in Elisha. That went viral, of course. The senator has since described the comment as metaphorical, saying he was urging his supporters to defeat the Accord Party through lawful and peaceful means. With as much as he has stated that, the police will continue investigations into the circumstances surrounding that particular statement. With all of that said, there should be a balance in all Nigerians are just asking for, or the people of Osun State, is just, we don't ask for too much. Let the best man win. Those that will promote the peace of the land is very important, and that will do the needful when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to school, when it comes to education. All of that encompassed, basically. I think those are what the people of Osun State really need. The man who will be their voice, who will stand behind them through thick and thin. That's the most important thing. Well, Osun governorship elections around the corner. Saturday is not far from here, about 2 days from now, and hopefully the needful will be done and it will be peaceful. That is all we need for peace and transparency. Very important. Accountability, very important when it comes to these issues. But at the same time, let's be hopeful and see what it brings, and as we await and see what 2027 will bring also. Let's quickly go on a very quick break. Global Morning continues shortly. Stay tuned.
Hello once more and welcome to the forecast. We observed increase in surface pressures which both hindered and delayed the expected early morning rains of Wednesday. This increase in surface pressure should persist into Thursday, and even though we have prospect of rains over most parts of the country, there should be mostly light rains, except for areas over Bauchi into Jigawa, Kano, parts of Kaduna Plateau, the Federal Capital Territory, Nasarawa, parts of Niger into Kogi, where there are chances of moderate rains. The southwest should be mostly cloudy throughout the forecast period, though with chances of very light rains in 1 or 2 areas, while areas over Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kebbi over the northwest have very slim chance of rains. That's it from here. Thank you for watching.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast, real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
You're welcome back from that very short break. You know, yesterday was a day that was celebrated worldwide. That's International Youth Day, calling out this critical point when we are close to the election process, talking about the youths and what they bring as youths to the table, of course. Let me shake the table a bit. We're calling on all the youths who are very brilliant, who are very innovative, they have a lot when it comes to weighing it out when it comes to electoral processes. We hardly come out in our masses, but when they do, at some point, it says they still to just phase out in a bit, and you wonder why. Is it that we do not have enough backings, or we do not have enough funds in order to stabilize that particular mandate in which we bring to the table? But as International Youth Day, which is celebrated every August 12th, the world is marked that day and is dedicated to celebrating youth. Youth should be celebrated, giving them that opportunity to shine when it comes to the nation, when it comes to election, when it comes to anything that is of positive light to the nation. Is very important. It's very important that opportunities and, of course, the challenges that shape their future, and also the opportunities to hear what youths really have to say. Do we really have that platform? It's like a question mark, or at the end of it all, many youths are just comfortable, or they feel secured in when they are aides to most of these politicians, or they prefer to be consultants, they prefer to just work behind the scenes. Is that all it takes? Youth should be celebrated because they have a lot to give in our society. Youths make the number, and our voice is the power. So most youths who are discouraged, who feel there's nothing to write home about, there are lots of opportunities out there for youths to take the horn on the bull and make the best out of it. You can actually achieve if you put your mind to it. At this point on Global Morning, let's quickly go into the Taste and Texture segment, where we hear or give you that insight on breakfast ideas. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Guys, this is to specially welcome you to this episode of Taste and Texture, and I assure you it will be as engaging as it will be eye-opening. On the show, we're going to prepare a tasty delicacy, and we will be preparing it from scratch. In today's episode of the program, we'll be preparing French toast, which is always a delicious and simple breakfast option. Also, this breakfast French toast can be made very quickly by anyone. In addition to the speed and ease of making it, it is also fun to make. Ingredients: sliced bread, eggs, milk, salt, cinnamon, vanilla extract. Step 1. Break 2 eggs into a bowl and add a half cup of milk. Add a pinch of salt and a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Add a tablespoon of vanilla extract to add flavor and mix all together. Step 2. Get your sliced bread and dip it into the batter on both sides. Step 3. Lightly butter your pan and heat up. Step 4. Arrange the coated bread in the pan and fry it till golden brown. Turn to the other side to cook also. Serve your French toast with fresh berries and powdered sugar, or you can just enjoy it with syrup. There you have it, your breakfast French toast is ready. Enjoy! That's it on today's episode of the program Taste and Texture. Hope you will try this recipe in your various homes and hope you enjoyed the program. Join me same time next week for another episode of the program. It has been Saadatu Garba. Thank you for watching this installment of the program. Please join me next time for something fresh and inspiring.
All right, you're welcome back and hope you enjoyed that particular segment on Taste and Texture, all about food, French toast to be precise, mouth-watering and tasty. You should give it a try. It will help you in your breakfast ideas, especially now that it's raining with your coffee or your tea. It will go a long way to just help you just wait out. For the weather like this, it's not an opportunity for you to give that excuse of not going to work early today. It's fine. You can actually go to work today and be productive today once you set your mind to it. And let's heart to heart inspirational with Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day right here and I'm so excited to come on your way this beautiful morning. How did you wake up? Did you wake up loving or you woke up hating? Alright, I want us to look at a very particular subject for you this morning. You can follow us on all our social media platforms now showing on your screen so that you can be part of every inspirational. It's now time for us to talk heart to heart. Yes, my name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Let's look at the subject of love this morning. Yes, love. What is love? What do you think about love? This is what love does. In case you don't know, love strengthening is a strength that makes life worth living during hardship. One of the things that keeps you going during hardship is love. And that is the power of love. It cannot be underestimated any time, any day. But then if you underrate love, then you are in for a long thing. But then it's so exciting that we are talking heart to heart today, so we can at least get one or two tips on how love can be the strength that will make your life worth living during hardship, during disappointment, during betrayal. You know, when the economy is saying no, the only thing that said yes is love. Let's just have a little talk about the subject of love of this beautiful day. Life is a journey, as a matter of fact, and it is a journey that is filled with seasons. There are moments of joy, moments of celebration, moments of success, and moments of laughter. But there are also moments of pain, like I said when we were getting started, moments of disappointment, moments of uncertainty, and of course struggle, which is always part of life, like some persons will tell you. But then at some point, every one of us will face hardship. It may come in the form of financial difficulty. It may come in the form of the loss of a loved one, unemployment, whatever you want to call it, illness, betrayal, or broken dreams, broken heart, a shattered vision. But then at every point in time in your life when you're being faced with this difficulty, you should know that there is something that strengthens you during hardship in life. So during such times, what do you have to do? Let me tell you that many people begin to ask questions. Is life still worth living because of what they are going through? At any moment in your life, when you start asking such questions as, Is life still worth living? It means you are trying to derail. But the answer is yes. Anytime, any day, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, no matter what your parents are saying, no matter what the economy is saying, no matter the betrayal, no matter the loss, no matter the wasteful, no matter the struggle, life is still worth living at any time, any day. You don't need to think suicide at any point in your life. I've seen people think about negative things, go to do evil things because they feel life is not worth living anymore. Anytime, any day, I want to assure you that life is worth living no matter the circumstance. I don't know what you're going through this beautiful day. I call it a beautiful day because you need to know that life is beautiful and life is worth living. So you never need to ask questions such as, if life is worth living, life of course is worth living. And one of the greatest reasons life remains worth living is love. Oh my God. Love is more than an emotion. It's not what you think. Love is beyond what you think it is. Love is beyond emotions. It is a force that gives us the courage to rise after fall. Love reminds us that we are not alone. We are not alone. There is someone loving you more than the way your mother can love you. There is someone who cares about you more than the way your friends cares about you. And that person wants you to live. That person wants you. That personality wants you to be successful in life. So never you think about taking your life for any reason because you feel things are difficult. Even when the road is difficult, what do? You keep going. When everything else seems to fail, genuine love continues to give you hope. It depends on the arms of whoever you end. It depends on whoever is around you. And that's the reason I said all the time, you need to be careful about your own association. Because association brings assimilation. What are you giving your ears to every time? What are you giving your heart to? What are you always thinking about? I want you to think about a child learning to work. The child falls repeatedly. So many times you see the child trying to walk, the child will fall. The mother will pick the child up again, or the child will start up again. What do you need to do like a child? You need to keep trying, because loving parents are encouraging every step that you take. The love gives the child confidence in the same way. Oh, you can walk again. The child falls, the parents pick the child up, and that gives the strength to continue when lives knock us down, whether you like it or not. There will be times no one see, in as much as you have blood in you, if you are flesh and blood, there will be times that something will knock you down. There are times that you'll be weighed down. There are times that situations will want to suggest something negative to you, but then you need to know that there is love. And first of all, there is no way love can work for you from any other person if you don't love yourself first. First love should be self-love. Yeah, first love should be first self-love. All right, first love. When anyone talk about first love, the only thing that comes to my mind is self-love. So first love should be self-love. You need to love yourself first before any other person can show you love, before you can know the value of love and what love can bring to the table, what love can do for you. First of all, you need to love yourself, or else every other proclamation of love will not mean anything to you. So I want you to know this morning that, of course, we are in a world where so many things are happening. And as a matter of fact, let me intimate you this morning that hardship has a way of revealing what truly, of course, is around you. And I want you to know that love is something that money cannot buy. Because hardship has a way of revealing what truly matters. Sometimes money may not even matter, because that money could disappear anytime. Positions may change. Where you are today is another person's prayer point. So you need to make mark wherever you are today, in any position where you are, because that position is going to change. You are going to live there someday. That's why most times when you hear me talk, I talk about politicians who come into office and they want to live as if, well, they are the top of the world. That's all. There is nothing that matters to them anymore. Treat people anyhow, but then one day you will leave that position, and one day you may even leave the earth. We've seen a lot of big men, a lot of very wealthy people that have died and gone. Where are they today? What about all the wealth they've accumulated from themselves without showing people love by sharing what they have? Friends may come and go, but the love of family, genuine friends, caring neighbors, and compassionate strangers can keep a person alive emotionally and mentally. I want you to know that history is filled with stories of people who survive impossible situations because someone believed in them. But first of all, you need to believe in yourself before anyone believes in you. A word of encouragement, a helping hand, or simply someone saying, I am here for you. I am always here for you. You need to know that there is always someone who is there for you. And of course, knowing that there is always someone who cares for you. I don't like it when people say, nobody likes me. Nobody likes me. No! There are people who loves you. There are people who like you. It is not people who flaunt around you to say I love you, to say I like you hypocritically, that really love you. There are people who loves you from a distance, people who are praying for you, people who want you to succeed in life, people who want you to live destiny, people who want you to matter in your business, they want you to grow in your workplace, they want your career to expand and you achieve success. So anytime in the day, you need to know that there are people who believes in you. Sometimes love is not about solving every problem that you have. Sometimes it is simply about standing beside someone until the storm passes. Storms don't last always. Storms will come. It could even come from people you least expect. But then you need to know that storms don't last always. There are people who are wishing you good. The people who wish you good are more than the people who wish you bad. In case you don't know, I want you to know these. And of course, we're talking about love today. And love, I want to tell you, that is also a teacher that teaches us resilience. And of course, when we love, we find reasons to fight for tomorrow. Parents endure hardship because of the love they have for their children. Husbands and wives sacrifice, neighbors sacrifice, colleagues in the office sacrifice so many things to make sure there is success all around. There is success with everybody in the establishment, in the neighborhood, in the house, because that is what love is all about. But if you don't give love, don't expect love in return. If you are that person that always hates people, you always talk about people, you tell people down, people don't mean anything to you, you look at people and you just see them as if they don't mean anything because you are wealthy, or probably because you feel you are above them. I want you to know that love is going to be far away from you because you are not a giver of love. You don't show love, so don't expect to get love in return. And that's the truth about life, okay? But then our friends support each other through difficult seasons. Why? Because love refuses to abandon people in their weakest moments. When anyone is weak, help the person to be strong. When anyone is poor, help the person to be rich. That is what life is all about, because one day you would also have time when you will need people in your life to show you love. But love is not only about receiving. In case a lot of people don't know, love is not all about receiving. It is also about giving. There is a saying that blessed is the hand that giveth and the hand that taketh. Let me give you an instance. If you are receiving from someone, your hand is always under, the person's hand is always at the top. And what does it mean? It means that person will always be above you. So whether little, whether small, whether it's even a kindness, try to show someone love. Try to give someone something. All right, let your hand be at the top once in a time. Even if it is not all the time, at least once upon a time, let your hand be at the top, meaning you're the one giving and the person receiving's hand is under. Let not your hand always be under. Don't always think of what you will get, always think of what you will give in form of love. As a matter of fact, let me just round up that the subject of love is not something that we can talk about in a very short time. So many in my mind to talk about, but then you may not have millions of naira to change someone's life, all right, but yet a smile, a phone call, a visit, a kind word, a sincere prayer. In your closet, there are people praying for you all the time that you don't even know. They're interceding for you. They want you to be good. That organization where you are working, there is somebody praying that organization will go up all the time. In your family, the situation between you and your husband, some people don't even know, but they are seeing it from a far distance and they are praying for you to be successful in that marriage, for God to mend that marriage and make it a very, very flourishing. Sometimes sharing a meal can become the miracle someone desperately needs. Never underestimate the power of kindness, the power of love. What seems small to you may be the reason another person decides not to give up. So there is another important truth about love. We must also learn to love ourselves. Like I said, self-love is not selfishness. It means believing that your life has value even when circumstances suggest otherwise. It means you're loving yourself. You know, I am a value. I am a good project going somewhere to happen. That business, I am going to grow in that business. I'm going to own estate in FCT, in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, wherever you want. So just have that self-love. Believe in yourself, first of all, before anyone believes in you. It means refusing to define yourself by your failure. Every setback is temporary. Every dark night eventually gives away to the morning. Well, thank you everyone for being part of Heart to Heart today. I believe someone has been inspired, even if it is small. At least love yourself, show love, and know that there is something that will always strengthen you in times of weakness, disappointment, struggling, and difficulty. Thank you for being part of Heart to Heart today. Have a beautiful day. I see you being successful. I see you being a great man, a great woman. All right, see you on the other side of success. Bye bye for now.
All right, you're welcome back from that very short break on Heart to Heart Inspiration. It wasn't really short, by the way, but hope you were well inspired with my co-host Ramsey Enoch Agbo. And at about this time, we'll quickly delve into the newspaper review segment. But before we delve into the newspaper review segment, let's say hi to Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Hi, Ramsey.
Yes, hi, Jumai. It's a beautiful day, but then the weather is suggesting something different, you know.
Yes, I know.
It's a heavy rain from the night, early hours of the morning,
yes,
until now, and a lot of casualties.
Yes, you said I was going to get to that point.
Yes, as far as the rain, the heavy downpour is concerned, people lost their life.
You said,
yeah, there was an accident along. In case the authorities are not aware, there is an accident along Airport Road, very close to City Gate. Yes, opposite House on the Rock. You know, on the expressway, a car ran into a truck and there are casualties.
That's the thing.
And, a lot of people's cars get drawn. A house fell somewhere in Asokoro and 2 cars were destroyed. The house, the building destroyed because of improper drainage, you know. So it was a rainy day. It is a rainy day.
It is a rainy day in some parts of Abuja. But it's just unfortunate, really, when you look at this sort of issue. Motorists, when it's raining, you're supposed to slow it down.
Sometimes these are unforeseen circumstances. You know, sometimes it's not really because of the driver's impatience.
Or
you can't
speed.
say, but it can be attributed to speed.
Yes, it
It
can.
could be that the wiper wasn't working.
I was gonna
you know,
mention
and it could be that as at the time he was trying to brake, you know, maybe because the road was slippery, they ran into that truck. And I can't say what I saw on air this morning on my way to the office.
Very
but
sad.
all the same, those of you that are in your offices right now, those of you back at home trying to get to work, just drive safely. It's better to be late than to be late. Yeah, we can get back to the papers.
Yes, it's better to be late to work than to be late and no more. It's just very unfortunate. But thank God you're here now, Ramsey.
Yes,
very
I'm
important.
here.
Yes.
I'm
All right,
here.
let's quickly move on to the papers this morning. And we're going to start with the first paper, which is, let's quickly delve into the Vanguard newspaper. And of course, above the nameplate, it says CBN reverses OMO restriction, opens market to local investors. And below that, on page 8 on the Vanguard, it says US Nigeria hold fresh security talks in Washington. And on page 9, it says Jigir and no regret supporting Muslim ticket. And on page 8, it says rate of surrenders by terrorists rise 213% in 1 week. And that's from the military. And then, of course, the Star story, and it's a U.S. report. It says Nigeria fails fiscal transparency test for second year. And we have about 3 riders there. It said budget figures don't add up. And it says, again, office not independent. And that's from the State Department. It says national budget verge on government revenue expenditure, notes contract details not made public, fiscal transparency. And it says again, accountability remain our priority, and that's from the presidency. Budget implementation unclear, and that's from the budget IT. And then moving on page 9, it says food production, FG firm unveil policies, target tractors, assembly plant. And on page 20, it says oil output declines to 1.67 million barrels per day. And that's the Mr. and Mrs. column there. Inciting comments, police grill Father Husi for 2 hours. Okay, of course, we know that inciting comment that he made. He says they kill statesmen, but at along he says kill them with votes, and still investigations are ongoing by the IGP. And moving on now, it says here NEIT report, EFCC recovers over 115 billion naira debt for NDDC, clears 19 oil companies. That's on page 12. New army battalion takes off in Kwara, which is a step in the right direction, by the way. Foreign aid bill sparks fury as rights groups fear crackdown on civil society. And that's on page 31. Please go out and get yourself a copy of the Vanguard newspaper as Ramsey take us to the next paper of the day.
All right, let's quickly look at the next paper, which is Standard Times. As a matter of fact, a lot of stories on the Standard Times, and we will be taking just the ones that we can take this morning. On the Standard Times newspaper this morning, we have major headlines above the nameplate. We have this one which says CBN hikes interest rate on 364-day Treasury bill to 17.59%. Then you move away from there, going down on the same Standard Times, we have the Star story there, right? Nigeria meets OPEC quota for 3rd straight month. July output hits 1.67 mpbd, all right? This is coming from NUPRC. Okay. And of course, the story is a big one. Thank you very much. Good luck, Adobazi. Now, Oshun Guba polls. Adeleke declares Friday work free, urge workers to defend their votes. CIBN urges banks to strengthen risk management for SMEs lending. Owujale, Fosegua ruling house rejects alleged removal of leadership. Details on page 83. Then, federal government launches youth opportunity content challenge for young Nigerians. Page 82 is where you find that detail. Still on the Standard Times this morning, over 10,000 benefits from NNPC Shell Vision First Initiative as Badagry hosts latest outrage. And on page 84, we have this one which says, please arrest 10 for attempted murder in Osun. Is he connected to the election? Is he in connection, all right, to the election? Okay. Police arrest suspected kidnapper withdrawing ransom at Kwara POS terminal. I think this is good. This could be as a result of hear something, say something. Customs sees expired noodle, explosives, drugs worth 365 million naira at Seme. That is the border there. And these are the headlines from the Standard Times newspaper this morning. Thank you very much. Good luck to everyone as you go through the Standard Times as we move to the next point of call, which is...
Let's move over to the Hope newspaper now. And above the nameplate on the Hope newspaper, it says, Ondo Assembly inspects water project, commends government initiative. And the writer says, tax contractors on timely delivery. And it says, Wike shut secretariat of dissolved FCT housing committee. And, Ramsey mentioned something about what happened about a house that collapsed due to the rain.
Yes.
Very unfortunate incident. I think we should really check all of these houses and use very standardized products when it comes to cement, when it comes to blocks and all of that. What is the problem? Is it that the building is old? Or what's the problem, basically?
I think it was drainage, according to what I heard. Okay, I think first-hand information said it's a drainage or something.
Problem?
Drainage that was not properly channeled.
And the water was accumulating.
It came with a lot of
force.
wave, so the wave was so much that brought down the house, the house fell. 2 cars destroyed in that incident.
Very unfortunate incident there.
Somewhere in Asokoro. We're not talking about satellite area.
Okay.
Somewhere in Asokoro. So it's something to really look into. We'll bring more stories from that, more reports from that subsequently.
Yeah, very unfortunate incident. Now, of course, the star story on the Hope newspaper says Osun governorship, and it says INEC reprints ballot papers as SDP candidate joins race. And there are 2 riders there. It says court orders inclusion of Ajala running mate on ballot. Residents fear for safety, urge police INEC to secure voters. Very important, very important. When the Osun governorship election is on Saturday, fingers crossed and may the best man win. And below that it says Ondo targets 2030 deadline to end child labor. And it says Lagos pastor arrested over alleged defilement of church member's daughter. Very unfortunate incident there. The law will and definitely should take its course. Viral video, Adeleke, Father Husi trade words over alleged inciting remarks. Okay. FG to deploy 300 core members to CNG centers after training. Ondo to automate retirees transition from payroll to pension. Basically, those are all the major headlines on the Hope newspaper. Juicy paper there. We should go out and get yourself a copy and be well abreast with major issues making rounds. Next is the Nigeria News Direct. Over to you.
On the Nigerian News Direct this morning, I think the Osun Guba seems to be taking preeminence in most of the papers this morning. Osun Guba, Governor Adeleke declares Friday work free. Nigeria adds 900 millionaires in 1 year, according to report. 900 millionaires in 1 year. All right, we're waiting for the time where everybody will become a millionaire in Nigeria. Over 10,000 benefits from NNPC Shell Vision for initiative as Badagry host latest outreach. Then the Star story said over 5,000 fiber cuts recorded in in the first half of 2026. That's coming from NCC H1, that's the first half of the year. Then this one says NDPC probes Unilag, Lotus Bank, Hakibela over alleged data breach. Then this one also says Nimasa Navy renew MOU to strengthen maritime security. And those are all the headlines for you today on the Nigerian News Direct as we move to the next point of call, which is Daily Sun.
All right, now the Daily Sun newspaper beside the nameplate, and it's on page 27. Anxiety in Akwa Ibom, Sokoto, 10 other states over flood alert. And, you know, for me, when it comes to flood issues, we've been going through this issue back to back, the same flood alert, various states. I think precautionary measures need to be done. We need to take it more seriously in order to, you know, sway away from all of this. I think it will save a lot. It will save more lives and property when it comes to this issue of flooding. And then on the Daily Sun, it says CBN pumps 5.21 trillion naira into banks as government seeks to borrow 700 billion naira via T-bills. And the star story on the Daily Sun says Osun Gabar election accord APC trade blame over violence deaths. And we have 3 riders there. We've lost 40, says APC. They've killed 29 of our members. That's accord. IGP deploys DIG Ishaku Mohammed to coordinate security operations. Don't militarize state. Article warns INEC, FG. 5 crucial factors that will decide poll. This is very unfortunate incident that is happening in Osun too. And this is not the election of 2027. This is the Gerber polls, and we're having these numbers of deaths. It's a lot. 40
before election. This is not during or after election. This is not during or
this is before election.
Before election. So we need to underline that factor now. So I
just hope the needful will be done on Saturday and the right security agencies will be made in place. Like we mentioned what the IGP said. He said those Ametokun should not be found there.
No vigilante, no Ametokun,
no man, no war. You shouldn't be found. Don't go there to hold anybody. Do not accompany VIPs there. Do not worry, the security agency will take its course. Military men, police officers will be on ground to actually head that particular call. So there won't be any snatching of ballot boxes. There will not be any fury that will happen with this group, this other group. I think this is a step in the right direction in order to curb this menace of insecurity and the dangers that accompany electoral processes that are not well.
I think we can only give the security operatives thumbs up after the election.
True.
And for Article to say don't militarize Osun State with what is happening, you have to. You can't say don't take the security operatives there,
yes, very
because
true.
The vigilantes should stay back. This is an experts operation.
Yes, the terror.
I'm not saying they are not experts, but then at least let's say. Let's know who to hold responsible if anything happens. So
very important.
The IGP should go on.
And then on page 25, it says, strike. Air Peace accuses unions of flouting labor laws. And on page 26, it says, Abuja FG houses Wike warns fraudsters as committee secretariat shuts down. On page 29, it says OT back sitting of National Park in Abia as state rolls out high-risk pregnancy tracker. On page 27, it says Islamic cleric defends Muslim ticket, remarks, insists he will not apologize. Okay. And next, we have the Nigerian Tribune. Over to you, Ramsey.
All right, let's quickly look at the Nigerian Tribune and see the headlines that we have there. On the Nigerian Tribune, beginning from the top of the nameplate, picketing, Air Peace loses over 2 billion naira, says unions action, disregard extant laws, FHC judgments. How CBN framework reshaping financial system in Nigeria and Africa. This is coming from Cardoso, and a writer to that story. And the writer says Apex Bank ease rules, opens money market to retail investors. And that takes us to the big story on the Nigerian Tribune, still from Osun. Osun poll, soldiers, please NSCDC. EFCC flood state is worth it. Then a few riders to that story, and the first rider says IGP sends DIG Mohammed to coordinate operations. The second one says INEC expresses readiness. 15 parties to participate after inclusion of SDP. We heard that INEC is going ahead to print more ballot papers because of the inclusion of SDP.
Yes.
Well, if you want to know why SDP is being included now and not since, you can pick a copy of the Nigerian Tribune and go through it for yourself. Please squeeze Fadusi over killing comment. The last right there says those inciting violence would end up in prison at The Hague, says Hashim. Details you can read on page 3 and 15. Develop democratic system reflecting history, culture, Gage advises African nations. Why influx of arms at seaport is raising eyebrow. Troops rescue another 9 abducted commuters in Kogi. I saw, I think, a video of that. Suspected kidnappers apprehended, cashing out ransom at Kwara POS terminal. And he rider to that. See, that's the gods for me. That's the gods for me.
Really?
You know, some of these people don't even know, I don't know, birth. Going to make this withdrawal, but there must be an intelligent information for you to know, because anyone can make withdrawal from the POS. Probably there was an information, all right, an intelligent information. If not, anyone can. Well, some of them even have their own personal POS that they use.
But the truth is, Ramsey, this is where community policing comes into play.
Community policing
comes into play, very important.
Traditional rulers, then vigilante, then you talk about the individuals, because there are people who are like the big boys and big girls in the community. That is the community
policing, and it's very important that in order for us to nip this particular issue in the bud, in order for us to move forward as a country, Nigeria, to curb this menace that is causing a toll in families in Nigeria, we cannot move forward if there's insecurity. And the truth of the matter is, this is it. You must be your brother's keeper. And these little information that you give go a long way in trying to nip this particular menace, which is insecurity.
I think that's very important. As a matter of fact, it's very important because we're talking about security here. Back to the newspapers again. Nigeria exceed OPEC quota for 3rd consecutive month. Right, and of course, yeah, one writer to that story, but then the writer says, as production hits 1.67 mbpd in July. All right. Okay. Those are the headlines for you this morning on the Nigerian Tribune. We'll take one more before we bring up Ogochukwu Mobuna. So we move now to the next paper, which is The Guardian.
Let's quickly move to The Guardian newspaper, and below the nameplate it says here on page 3, Nigeria-US hold fresh security talks amid concerns on fiscal transparency. And on page 4 it says, picketing. AirP says union will pay third-party compensation. And on page 3 it says 2027 ADC reveals opposition coalition plan to challenge Tinubu. And the star story on The Guardian, it's on page 6, and it says, donor fatigue, economic take role on blood donations in health facilities. And on page 4, it says, rights group CSOs demand withdrawal of foreign aid bill. On page 29, it says, Kemi to support families of 10 slain police officers as more terrorists surrender. Which is, and you wonder, why are these terrorists surrender? Why didn't they surrender since? But now, what is prompting this particular surrender? And it shows that the security agencies are doing a lot when it comes to curbing this menace of insecurity in Nigeria. I hope it continues. And on page 7, it says here, 2027, Cross River, Kogi introduced new campaign advert tariffs. And it says, Oshun polls fear of violence mounts as parties, groups trade allegations. And that's on page 6. Tinubu approves procurement of 35 linear accelerators for cancer treatment, and that's on page 7. And basically, those are all the major headlines on the Guardian newspaper. Go out and get yourself a copy and be well abreast with the major issues making round. Please note that Global Television or the Global Morning Crew has no input whatsoever when it comes to the major headlines of these newspapers. It was read to you and brought to you exactly how it was printed. And that's it on the newspaper review segment. Go out and get yourself a copy to avoid fake news. Up next is Social Buzz with Ogochukwu Momono. Stay tuned.
At Witchtech Cables, we don't just make cables, we deliver excellence. Our products are built with advanced technology, trusted for their unmatched quality and durability. With a wide range of cables, swift delivery, and continuous innovation, we stay ahead of the market demand. We are proudly Nigerian, fully indigenous, yet world-class. Backed by a professional team, strong technical support, and a deep commitment to customer satisfaction. Witchtech Cables is more than a brand, it's a promise. Witchtech Cables, quality cables, better than the best.
When social media speaks, we listen and we bring you the extra. It's your one-stop shop for trends, tweets, and the tea everyone's sipping on. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get that extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Buzz Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global TV.
Good morning, Nigerians and viewers around the world. It's time to look at what's on the issues making the rounds on social media. And today we're looking at Osun Police summon APC Senator Fadonsi over Kill Accord comment. The Osun State Police Command has summoned Senator Francis Fadonsi over his alleged comment directing supporters of the All Progressive Congress APC to kill members of the rival Accord Party during the state governorship election scheduled to be held this Saturday, August 15. The summon followed the circulation of a video on social media in which the Osun East Senator, while speaking in Yoruba during an APC campaign in Ilesha on Tuesday, allegedly made the controversial remarks. In a letter dated August 11, 2026 and signed by the Commissioner of the Police, Election Osun State, Samuel Etaifo Erale, the command invited Fadonsi to clarify the circumstances surrounding the statement. According to the cable, the senator was directed to report to the State Criminal Investigation Department, SCID, Osogbo at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, August 12. The letter said the investigation was based on information available to the police alleging that Fadonsi made statements considered threatening, inciting, and intimidating during the campaign. It added that the alleged statement had been circulated on various electronic and social media platforms. Fadonsi has since denied his claims. He said his comment was taken out of context and that the video being circulated is AI generated. Let's take a look at that video.
Ìbò tá a máa dì í, ìbò ilé ẹ̀rìkọ́dù mi ò kẹlẹ sọ́dọ̀ níbi à. Ìgbà tá a sọ, a ní fìlà burúkú dáńdé, fìlà yẹ́lò fìlà jẹ́ndìsì, fìlà ẹranko, ẹranko ló pààyàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Èló ló ti rí tí APC pa. Àbẹ̀yìn ẹ̀yìn kọ́ ní gbogbo àwọn tó ń pa yìí. So àti dé àti wá sọ fún yín títí dọjọ́ ìbò tí a bá rí wọn pa ni o. Àwọn ìlú máa wò. Ní kábíyèsí, ó bá pe gbogbo àwọn tó ń kígbe wá bí APC.
Politics shouldn't be life-threatening. Campaign also should be done wisely and shouldn't also be life-threatening. Voting should be by choice because it has to be fair, credible election. So why the threat? This is a big threat to the people of Osun State and of course to the candidate, the governor candidate in Osun State. And you know, there are two controversial statements when he said it is AI generated, and the other one, it doesn't mean it's that way. We've seen several videos on social media where he kept saying, even granted interviews to Channels Television and some other station, when he said what he meant was kill them with vote. But that was not what your statement read. And I think it is good enough that we start saying things the way it is, not, you know, trying to sugarcoat. So you said what you meant was kill them with votes and not the other way around. And then you went ahead to say it was AI generated. Nobody generates a live video as that, as from AI. It doesn't work like that. I think we're beginning to abuse this AI thing too much. Any problem, when you do something wrong, we just put it on AI, and it's very, very wrong. Let's stop abusing the use of AI or the way AI is being used in our society, especially in Nigeria. Nigerian politicians have really found out everything about AI, and they tend to just tell you it's AI. There's a way you see a video, there's a way to see a video, you know this video was generated via AI, and there's a video you know that this is a live video. If you check from this video I shared just now for our viewership, you would notice that it was written live. That means the person went live either on one of these platforms, Facebook or Instagram. So that was a live feed, and people have taken that live feed, so it can never be AI generated. So I beg you, sir, and I'm begging everyone, from this election to the end of the presidential election that will be taking place in 2027, let's please try to make it free and fair and credible. Allow people vote their choice. Voting shouldn't look like war. Election shouldn't be war. Allow people take their election materials, go to their voting or polling unit and vote their choice. Then you, if the name is being called and you know that your person wins, fine, you go ahead, celebrate. And if your person, if the one you voted for, you want to be your candidate or your governor or your president is not the person who is coming up in office, please, let's try to be patriotic. Just make sure that you give your support to whoever is winning the election. Come August 15th, this Saturday, it will be a very big election, because this particular election, I don't know why all eyes are on Osun State right now. Come August 15th, it's going to be big, it's going to be massive. We are going to be carrying it live here from Global Television. We are going to be seeing every process. We'll make sure that we'll carry you along the way, because it seems like this is kind of looking like the 2027 election, the presidential election, and it's not even 2027 yet. This one is going to give you like a hint to what we are going to be expecting in 2027, because we've seen different states. I mentioned Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. We also saw Monday Okwewolo of Edo State, who are trying to talk one thing or the other into when it comes to this particular election. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see what's going to happen in this particular election in Osun State come August 15, 2026 this year, and let's know what exactly is going to come up. Well, he has been summoned by the Nigerian police, and I hope that he really adhere to that call and let the needful be done. No one has the right to scare anyone or threaten anyone when it comes to election. Allow people take their voting materials and go vote. So if people come there to vote for a court and they should seize their voting materials or do something or hurt them, then you should be behind bars. Let's stop treating criminals as though they are pets. Don't do that. let's do the needful. All right. So he has been someone that, yes, we are expecting that something good comes out of that, and maybe an apology to the state governor and every other person he must have offended with that particular statement. Or else we're going to see more of that, more of those threats come 2027, and we don't want that to happen in Nigeria. We want a free, credible election. All right, this is the side of our conversation today on Social Pulse here on Global Morning. I'll be leaving in the hands of the Global Morning crew as they usher us into the discussion section of Global Morning. We have a lot packed here for you, so please do not go nowhere. I am Ogoch Kumobno. Until I come your way next time, I'm saying good morning once again, Nigerians and viewers around the world. Bye for now.
When social media speaks, we listen and we bring you the extra. It's your one-stop shop for trends, tweets, and the tea everyone's sipping on. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get that extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Boss Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global TV.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On global television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Hello once more and welcome to the forecast. We observed increase in surface pressures which both hindered and delayed the expected early morning rains of Wednesday. This increase in surface pressure should persist into Thursday, and even though we have prospect of rains over most parts of the country, there should be mostly light rains, except for areas over Bauchi into Jigawa, Kano, parts of Kaduna Plateau, the Federal Capital Territory, Nasarawa, parts of Niger into Kogi, where there are chances of moderate rains. The southwest should be mostly cloudy throughout the forecast period, though with chances of very light rains in one or two areas, while areas over Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kebbi over the northwest have very slim chance of rains. That's it from here. Thank you for watching.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On global television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on global television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Many thanks for staying with us on Global Morning. Today, let's bring you the first conversation now as we take you straight to Osun State. Should I call it drama? Should I call it saga? Should I call it unfortunate incident? Should I call it a misplaced priority? Or I should call it overzealousness? This is a state governorship election, a by-election that lasts for the season before the general election come 2027. But what we have seen happen in Osun State, I can't remember. I'm trying to place it, but then I can't remember when it happened last in a general election. I'm talking about the informations are coming from Osun State as it has to do with exchange of words, which is common sometimes, as some people may say, because it is opposition party and, of course, incumbent government. Now, with what is happening in Osun State, do you think this situation is just the political parties involved, or you feel it is about the aspirants, all right, the people who are contesting for these governorship positions, or you feel it's about the electorate? These are some of the questions before us. But most of the things that happen in times like this, it trickles down to lives being lost. Which life do you think will be lost in a situation like this? Like they say, when two elephants fight, the ground suffers. It is the electorates. The Nigerian people in Osun State, a lot of people have lost their life. This is before election. And that's the reason I'm giving kudos to the IGP, the security operatives, for at least beefing up a very strong security, saying, well, to avoid compromise, vigilante, all right, and every non-official security body should stay aside as far as the Osun election is concerned. So now let me get back to you now, Jumai. Well, behind closed doors, I don't know how to describe your expression right now, but I wish I can. I wish I recorded it. I recorded that reaction. This Osun, there's a way you're feeling about this Osun election and the kind of story, the kind of things in the media space and all of that.
A lot. We're hearing a lot. We cannot come out, so we do not incite anything. So we'll just keep it to ourselves. But basically, a lot needs to be done when it comes to securing that particular state. You know, let's just see what it brings on side. Let's not preempt, but fingers crossed.
Our guest for this morning is already joining us via Zoom.
Yes, he is.
He is a lawyer, and of course, most of the cases for this administration, we had more litigation, this administration, than any